welcome to a series review for the series Show by Rock, which just ended, I think, last night. But yeah, to jump into this, Show by Rock is a series done by Studio Bones. You know the guys behind such great hit anime like Fullmetal Alchemist, Hitsugai no Chika, Eureka 7 AO, Captain Earth. Okay, maybe those last two really aren't the best examples to be using, especially for this series since it's vastly different. And yeah, but this series is typically like it's very, when I first saw the preview, it gave me the vibe of like a Idolmaster, Love Live, or K-On! Type series, where it has cute character designs, and they all play music, or have some kind of music ability, or maybe singing or dancing, and this one's more like a band, but yeah. So story-wise, this series is basically where you have CN, an average high school student, who she has dreams of becoming like I guess to get in a band basically. And so, I guess appropriate at school, or I guess it's been fully at school, whatever. She wants to, you know, join the light music club, but she's having trouble doing that because she is a bit shy and she doesn't think she's good enough, basically. So she's playing her music app, and for some strange reason, she wins this super rare guitar in this little flash game she's playing on her phone, and she gets sucked into this music world, which is why I said sort of online. But the world she goes to is a city, basically called Midi City, which I guess it's a world filled with all these different bands, and all these bands have dreams of becoming, I guess, the next big thing in this world. There's a few other people that have been famous, and they want to be just like these people. But yeah, she gets stuck in this world, and everywhere is music. Everything's music related. This big theme of the series is music. And when she gets there, she transforms into this weird cat girl looking character, and all the characters basically are deformed, super deformed animals for the most part. There's a lot of CGI in this, but as far as that goes, she meets the other three girls, and she joins their group. And I think it's BBR is the record label, and she gets picked up by them, and they think she's from this world, but they don't realize she's from a different world. So that's the whole plot of the series with her, and she joins this band and kind of gets along with these girls. But the other side of the world is there's a dark side to the world. There's these monsters that are attacking people and basically, I guess, stealing people's music talents, whatever you want to call it. And we find out later on they're kind of led by they're kind of created, or maybe the leader is using these monsters to absorb talent to make the ultimate songs what he's looking for. And he basically leads this group called the Unicorn Music Label, which is his big group, and they're kind of like the evil band or whatever. And so yeah, later you find out his name is Dagger, and he is almost somewhat tied to these monsters. Maybe he's creating them to absorb their music power. And so they do that, and he wants to rule Midi City with the ultimate song. So he kidnaps someone named the Grateful King, which you might as well call him Elvis. He has the same look to him. They don't really show his face, but he has a silhouette of kind of like a Elvis type character. Yeah, I guess you might as well call him that. And he's basically forcing the Grateful King to write him this big mega song. But he needs talents of all these bands, so he attacks these people in a couple episodes. But CN, with her electric guitar, which she kind of nicknamed Barry, because the guitar actually talks to her, and they reveal later on that it actually is the Grateful King. His spirit is into that guitar. He can communicate with CN and kind of push her along to fight these monsters. But she's kind of scared to do it because she doesn't think she's got what it takes. But she does a few times. But really, the main thing of the story, or what I took from it, is these characters coming together and becoming friends and overcoming all these hardships. But the monster attacks are part of the series. So they gotta do all that. And they use the power of music to fight these monsters. And when they do so, they turn into these weird, I guess, CGI, chibi character designs, which to me look really good. I won't not gonna deny they have nice CGI in the show. But they use it only for these musical performances, and they use it for the fight scenes, and they use it for other things. And yeah, so the story is kind of you got the story basically right there. That's the whole story of Shogo Rock. How it's kind of a magical girl series at the same time because they fight monsters and they're saving people and purifying the spirits of the monsters. All this stuff. Now we get to the characters besides Cien. There, what I said before, more about her. And she joins a group called the Plasma Magic, which is the name of the band, the Plasma Magic. And she joins them. And in the beginning, she kind of tells them that, yeah, I'm from here. And they ask her a bunch of questions like where you live. She's like, I don't really know. I don't live nearby here. I travel a lot. So she comes up with this big old, I guess, kind of a lie to tell everybody. Because she's afraid if she tells them she's not from this world, they're gonna kick her out and maybe not be friends with her. But yeah, her story is basically, again, she wants to be in a band, she wants to play music, she wants to write music, she wants to play music with friends. That's what she's looking for. And that's basically her deal. And also, which technically is the hero of the series. We have another character named Ritore, which is a kind of I guess she's like a dog, puppy, or whatever you want to call her. She was kind of I guess, dullest character of the group. She really didn't do a whole lot. She didn't have a whole lot to contribute to it, besides, I guess, crushing over Cien after she hears her, make that Nia comment after she talks. And that kind of, I guess, sets her, I guess, a very vibe off on her, that she really has this crush on Cien a lot. But from what I took from her character is, she's just like Cien a little bit, where she desperately wants to be friends with people, and she wants to get attached to certain people. And again, when she hears Cien kind of let this cat sound out, she kind of falls for her. But they don't really develop that. It's more of a comical thing with her always taking pictures of Cien and trying to do other things with her, but they never escalate past just silly expressions on her face or her blushing a lot around Cien. Next one is Choo Choo, which is a rabbit. She's kind of funny. I guess she's the leader of Plasma Magic, and she is kind of a, interesting character because they do some with her later on where she reveals that she only joined Plasma Magic and BVR because she wants to use this as a stepping stone to get to fame and fortune by, playing in this band and maybe hoping she gets discovered by a big label and she can move on. But in that, it also goes to the point where she gets corrupted by one of the monsters, takes over her body, and she tells the band she quits and she leaves to join Unicorn Records, which they reveal also later on that she wasn't in control, she was being brainwashed, but she does reveal that it was true, she was using Plasma Magic as a stepping stone. She doesn't deny that, and she, as in playing with the other girls, she realizes that she's wrong about that, and she likes this band, even though they're not super famous. She still likes what they do. And yeah, so she pushes hard for practice and being the best of the best they can be. The next one is Moa, the last girl in the group, and she's the drummer. And I think you might as well call her like the cute character of the group. And she's one of those characters that ends sentences with a funny catchphrase or something. But hers is like, or some kind of, I guess she's like a sheep. So maybe they're trying to do like a sheep sound effect with her, but it was kind of funny. Again with her, she's the, I guess, secondary cute character of the group. And she doesn't really contribute a lot either, besides being, again, the cute one. And they do reveal that she is an alien, which I kind of shook my head to, or I scratched my head to, because they never really use that as a plot point or anything. It never comes into play that, maybe she was an alien sent to stop the monsters that were coming to that world, but you would think so, they don't use that. It's more used as like, oh yeah, I'm an alien, and they don't do anything with it. So I almost scratched my head wondering why the creators decided to make her an alien, but it just felt like they wanted to. And I mean, that's fine and all. That's I guess they give her a unique character trait, but again, it doesn't really contribute much to the overall story or anything. But and then there's also a guy in Crimson, which is like an all-boy rock band, and they have some episodes dedicated to them. I won't go into many about them because they're not really the main focus of the series. But yeah, they have some episodes dedicated to them where They're more used as a comical factor. Like you have one of them who's scared of ghosts, so they have a whole thing with them going to a ghost themed city, and they get spooked, and a few of them freak out and they run away. And one of their band members goes through the same thing Uchu goes through, being corrupted by the evil monster thing and band because he feels he could do better by himself, which desire, whatever. But again, that band, they're fun, but they're used as more of a comedic element. Overall, I would say, Show of Rock is a fun series about rock and roll idols, just wanting to be the best of the best and prove that they can rock, basically. But in the end, I think it's more a tale of friendship through the power of music, I guess you could say, and how it can bring people that are from different worlds together and bring together maybe as a family. Maybe that's more of the theme of the series, about the band actually is maybe a family type thing to some of these characters. And at the same time, I would also classify this as somewhat of a Magical Girl series. I mean, they even go so far as to have Theon in the final episode of her fight against Dagger at the end, when he transforms into this giant monster, where she transforms into a angel character with, a full white outfit and everything, which is typical of a ending episode of any Magical Girl series, where the main character gets a sudden power boost and they transform into something only one time. This is the last time they transform, and they get this awesome power. And CN does the same thing, and it's, like I said, typical of most Magical Girl series. A lot of the pre-cure final episodes end in a similar fashion, or any Magical Girl series, or I guess any kind of series that involves like people's being in danger and the threat to the world and all that. There's always this I win button at the very end. And for final score, I'll give this a 7 out of 10. I mean, there are a few episodes in the beginning that are very slow and kind of make things rather dull, because they kind of just, the girls playing and them having an argument, and then episodes later they get back together and they're happy again. They even have a typical thing with each episode, and they have things like that in this series, which is fine. But yeah, again, there are some bands and some characters that I really don't care about in this show. It's one of the almost cases where they almost had too many characters, but at the same time, all the characters kind of contribute something to the overall story, especially the final episode where you have Cian and her group, basically all the bands together fighting this giant moth monster, which is, wreaking havoc on everybody. And they reveal later that the monster was actually a band that got taken by the monster and turned into this giant moth. But yeah, like I said, there are some characters that I could do without. The inclusion of the Shinjin Crimson guys was fine and all, but I feel they could kind of have done this with them and focus more on the main girls. But overall, it was a fun experience. Would probably recommend it if you're into music themed shows, if you're into Magical Girl shows, if you're into just in any of those two genres, and you might like this series. But for the most part, I wouldn't expect anything. I'd put it against anybody to not watch this at all, because it was hit or miss for most people. But yeah, so that's my final review on this series, and see you guys next time for whatever series I think I want to review next. There are a few that might be interesting.